Let's listen into the Minister of Public Safety. He has been speaking about the shooting at a Jewish girls' school in Toronto over the weekend. Let's listen.
So I was obviously shocked, as were all Canadians, with the news of a hateful, violent act targeting a Jewish girls' elementary school in Toronto. I had a chance on the weekend and again this morning to talk to the RCMP, who informed me that they're working collaboratively with the Toronto Police Service. The Toronto Police Service has extensive experience in investigating this kind of serious crime. The RCMP have a great deal of confidence in the work of the Toronto Police Service, but the RCMP obviously have responsibility from a national security context, and they're very much engaged with the Toronto Police Service. And I hope very much that the community in Toronto understands that we're bringing every law enforcement tool to bear to hold those responsible for this hateful and violent crime to account. Alors moi, comme beaucoup de Canadiens, j'étais extrêmement inquiet par les nouvelles de Toronto samedi matin d'une attaque, d'une fusillade devant une école primaire juive pour des filles à Toronto.
Very shocked to hear about a shooting in front of a Jewish girls' school in Toronto. I know that the police from Toronto are doing the investigation. They have a lot of experience with this type of investigation. The RCMP have informed me this weekend and again today that, of course, they are working in collaboration with the police forces in the City of Toronto. The RCMP has faith in the work of the Toronto Police, but, of course, this type of attack is completely unacceptable. It is scary. We are thinking about the Jewish community. It's an anti-Semitic act that is worrisome, and I hope that soon, with the collaboration of the RCMP and the Toronto Police, that those who have acted in this violent way will face justice.
For safe places of worships. We saw your government decide to do that during the pandemic when it came to hospital and healthcare workers. Given the escalation in violence and the repeated violence we've seen towards, be it synagogues or be it mosques, from this conflict, is your government open to legislating any kind of bubble zones or additional protections?
So obviously changes to the criminal code are properly in the hands of my colleague, the Minister of Justice. But I can say that as a government, all of us are extremely concerned about this rise in violent, hateful acts. The recent one in Toronto is sadly but another one in a series of worrisome incidents in cities big and small across the country. I'm from New Brunswick. I saw a violent incident at a synagogue in Fredericton some months ago. So this is something that worries us, and I would think the government would be open to looking at all the measures appropriate to better protect places like this, and the Attorney General, Minister of Justice may have something to say about it. My job with the RCMP and CSIS is to ensure that local police have all of the information, all of the tools necessary. And I was very reassured by the briefing I had today by Deputy Commissioner Flynn in terms of the work that they are doing with, in this case, the Toronto Police Service. In some cases, it's the Montreal Police or local police. They're very much engaged in these joint task forces, and I think that should reassure people that from a law enforcement perspective, we'll do everything necessary to keep people safe. Merci beaucoup. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister.
And you've been listening to Dominc LeBlanc, the Minister of Public Security, talking about the shooting outside a Jewish girls' school over the weekend in Toronto, saying that the RCMP is involved in collaboration with the Toronto Police, saying that it was shocking, that it's completely unacceptable, that it's scary, and that it is an anti-Semitic act. And the CBC's Karina Roman joins me once again. And so, Karina, I guess that's a little piece of news that we're getting here, right, is that the RCMP, and in his words, because of the national security context, are now involved in this investigation.
Yeah, so we don't know what that exactly means in terms of national security context, other than obviously there are national security concerns in this. You did get a sense from him that he wanted to reassure people that bringing in the RCMP or having them support the Toronto Police Service is in no way a reflection on the confidence in the Toronto Police Service to investigate. So he was very clear about saying he has confidence and they have lots of experience in doing that, that this is an added resource to reassure people that they are really taking this seriously, and that these types of joint task forces are needed, when such a scary event happens. So you got a sense there that he didn't want to undermine the Toronto Police Service in this announcement or revelation that the RCMP are involved, but clearly also trying to provide assurance that, if the RCMP are coming in, it's obviously something that they're taking very seriously.
Karina, thank you. The CBC's Karina Roman in Ottawa.